Hey everyone, this is May. So we get 5 new games for Twitch Prime, which actually the theme here was these unique style games. So I'm glad we're starting to see the themes, but let's get started. First up, we have The Blind Prophet, which came out in 2020 with a Metacritic score of 68, and you're looking at about $20 if you bought this on Steam. So the total game length is about 8 hours, and this is a point-and-click venture game. What was unique about this to me was the blend of the comic cutscenes with the point-and-click. I never really seen this before. Usually the point-and-click games will have the end video with the game, but this one had this, which I thought was a cool twist, and it fit well with the graphics of the game. So you play an apostle that's trying to free up corruption of this town that's in there. So the game has like a prologue with 4 acts, and it's a very dark game and heavy on the religion because you're killing demons and stuff like that. But I did think it was a unique game, and it was cool. It kept me intact while I was playing. And like I said, the comic style was what made it unique. You would get into fights where you don't really do much. You don't really do anything, but you kind of watch the cutscene. Sometimes you would have fights go on to where you have to do something in the point and click, but you don't do actual fighting. But I will say with this like new style, the negative here is it didn't really do much for the genre. And the issues I had with the game was dragging items over a certain area. So here I was trying to drag the lighter over the alcohol, and it took me a couple tries before I could get it to work. Also, the timing of items. The game was kind of big on, like, you had to go back to do things once you had new information. So, like, I had this lamp here that I could do nothing with until I hit a certain point. Then I could pick up the lamp, which I kind of wish I could do something else with that. So that could see the annoyance there. But I would still give this a download. The cool mix of the cutscenes with the point and click was really good, and I did enjoy it to keep me along. The story wasn't like groundbreaking, but it did keep my interest up. The con here is it is a point and click game, which if you already don't like them, I don't see this game changing your point of view of them. Next up, we have Yoku's Island Express, which came out in 2018 and had a pretty good Metacritic score of 82 with $20 a purchase in about 6 hours. And this is a pinball platformer that I reviewed on these Amazon Prime games in September 2019. But the gist of the game was you're a delivery bug for mail, and you have to get these packages to people, and you're attached to this boulder. So you could tell where the pinball part comes in. You had pretty cool upgrades that I did enjoy to kind of make it more of a puzzle on this platformer. It was a very cool environment. I did like the graphics. I like the blend of the pinball, which I would say that is the core of the game more than the platformer, because it is a slower platformer. You're not doing a whole lot on the like platformer phase. It's more getting to the next pinball area to continue. And I did face my normal pinball issues. This game is very reliant on you have to go down this tunnel, which if you're not very good at pinball, you could be there for a lot longer than what you expected. But I would still say with this unique twist, it is a download. I did find this entertaining. It did switch up the platformer style enough for me to make this unique and give it a try. The con here is the pinball aspect. That is the core of the game. So if you do hate pinball games, I don't think you're going to like this game much at all. Another game that came out in 2018 was A Healer's Quest, which got a 62 on Metacritic and about $15. And you're looking at about 10 hours of gameplay here. And this is a comedy RPG. First off, on the graphics, I thought they were kind of cool and unique. It was like this painting mural thing that really stood out. And since I said this is a comedy RPG, basically you only play as the healer. So there's a lot of jokes about you being a healer. You're trying to find a party, and they kind of drag you along because you're useless, stuff like that. So gameplay here is you're just doing heals and buffs, and you're not really fighting. You're just trying to keep your teammates alive. And the jokes were pretty cool. I could see them getting old after a while, but if you played a lot of RPGs, even like JRPGs, they have a lot of jokes here. Like early on, you go to this unnamed cavern, so they kind of have this top view old school RPG map where you get random encounters, which they even poke fun of that. So it was kind of fun there. There is an upgrade tree for each move, so you got these stars, which you can continue to upgrade. This is like a lot of the normal RPGs. You only get 4 moves you can hold. There's a huge selection of moves you can unlock. But it is a lot of clicking at the beginning to heal, since that's your main thing. You can hold click to heal, but it does have a overheat mode that you have to watch the bar, and you have to replenish your abilities in order to use them more. I do get the joke of the game. Obviously, that's where the core of this is, but it would have been cool to do more. It does get old being the healer to me, and that's where I would say not a download in my opinion. The pros here, if you do like RPGs and just want like a fun little game here, I know it's 10 hours, but if you're big in RPGs, 10 hours is really short. So this is for just the jokes. And the con here is the joke of the game for me just didn't last long, where I was like, I kind of want to do more than just heal. Like, that was the barrier there, but I do like the effort for it, and I did find it entertaining until I hit that wall. Next up, we have Beholder, which came out in 2016 and got a Metacritic score of 75, and you're looking about $10 normally for this 6-hour game. And this is an investigative adventure game. So basically, you're hired as like the landlord of this new apartment place where the old one was taken out in handcuffs, and you're working under this strict government to kind of control people and evict them if anything is wrong. So they put out these different like bans. They go to kind of serious ones like no drugs, to unique ones where like you can't have certain books by someone, or there's no apples allowed. And this game does give me the Papers, Please feel, and they know it because they even have a mission called Papers, Please to help someone out to get their passport stuff or information. So if you like Paper, Please, you're going to get a lot of this same tone with the control of the government of your person. And you kind of have that similar aspect of you could start helping people out or just help the government and just keep evicting people and following their orders. I did like the graphics, even though they were kind of weird. And it all sets place in this whole apartment building. It is weird when you zoom in and hear the sounds of the people talking. I didn't like that much, so I did stay zoomed out enough for just being able to view everything in general anyways. And I found I could click people without having to zoom all the way in. And it is weird how this game plays because you're doing a lot of installing cameras in people's apartments. So it is a little creepy on that side, but with the whole storyline and all, I would recommend this as a download. I liked Papers, Please, so this did interest me. So that would be the pro there if you like that game, and just that whole storyline of the strict government. If you like that kind of setup, you're going to like this. The con here is not much going on, and I would compare this to Papers, Please again, where you're just kind of running around waiting for it, just talking to people, doing a little bit. But if you want a lot more gameplay, this isn't it. It's more of the story here. Lastly, we have a Blind Legend, which also came out in 2016. This did not have a Metacritic score currently when I looked at this, and you're looking at about $7 for 3 hours of gameplay. And this is an action-adventure game that looks like this.
Each time you reach your daughter, she will tell you and set off for your next destination. Now it's your turn.
So the unique thing about this game is that it is marketed as the first game for blind people. So there is no real graphics here. They have this smoky screen, I guess, to keep it going. So don't have much comics on the graphics. This is set in medieval times where you're a blind knight and your wife is taken since they're looking for you. and your daughter helps guide you through the land. And this obviously is very different to play. You're just relying purely on sound. There's a button to kind of hear your daughter to help you where to go next. And fighting is very sound dependent. You have to tell where people are in front of you, left, right, and behind you. And this game is fully committed where the main menu isn't even shown. You have to listen to the voices to figure out how to leave. And like I said, the fighting was sound-based, which I did think was pretty cool. And overall, I did like this project a lot. But you can tell this is the first game. There wasn't really too much happening. I know it's a hard concept to build in. And I do appreciate the effort. But overall, I would probably say not a download. For me, I did like the concept a lot, so if you do want to try it, I do recommend going for that if this does interest you. I'm not mad that I played it, I just didn't feel like it would hold up for most people. And obviously, if you are blind, this would be a cool thing to try. I don't know too many games that actually help with this, so this is cool to have like a game dedicated purely for it. The cons here is if you're not the target audience or you just don't like sound, I could see this if you have some hearing issues, this game will not work for you at all. So there's that too. So yeah, overall, this month had a lot of very, very unique games. I did like playing the Blind Legend. That was a very unique experience for me. I did say not download, but if that did interest you, I would recommend at least trying like a half hour of it just to get the experience. The Beholder game I enjoyed a lot. And Yoku's Island Express, they released it before. That is probably the main highlight of this month, so I would definitely recommend getting that to try it out. So let's hopefully next month we get some 5 more games that are very unique, because I do like reviewing these type of games. And it makes me play stuff I would have never played before. So anyways, hope you enjoyed the video. Peace.